Hello, and welcome to Mapping Sustainable Solutions with me, Kevin Thatcher. In this unit, we're going to look at methods for mapping and analysing data. The process of collecting, analysing and mapping data is fundamental to answering some of the most basic questions about how our world works. If we want to understand the mechanisms by which the world works, be that the natural world, society or industry, we can only do it by gathering data. The process of analysing this data allows us to look at questions about any event. What happened? When did it happen? Where did it happen? And why did it happen? Once we can begin to understand the answer to some of these questions, it then allows us to make decisions about real-world issues that may affect us all. But we are only able to do this by effectively gathering data, analysing and presenting it in a usable form. In this module, you're going to develop the skills to do this. The UN Sustainable Development Goals were set in 2015 as a blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. Many of the UN Sustainable Development Goals are concerned with the differences between the human and natural world. And in this unit, you will develop as researchers and gain an understanding of how practitioners collect and analyse information in order to understand these spatial differences. This module will introduce you to the tools and techniques that are useful in understanding difference and forming consensus. You will learn to map data using geographic information systems or test for differences through statistics. So, during the course of this module, you're going to learn how to handle data and display it graphically. You're going to use spreadsheets to edit and analyse data. You're going to learn how to test for differences within data by using statistics. You're also going to gain an understanding of geographic data and how to use a geographic information system to map data. Finally, we'll be looking at how to use GIS to analyse geographic data and to do spatial analysis on large data sets. This is going to break down into two basic sections of the unit. Lectures 1 to 7 will introduce techniques for handling data. We're going to look at producing graphs, we're going to look at statistical tests and comparisons of data. Lectures 8 to 15 will introduce geographic data, and using geographic information systems, you'll produce maps and do more complex geographic analysis. So the learning outcomes for today's session: you're going to gain an understanding of data and some basic data types. We're going to look at using a spreadsheet to open data files, and then you're going to learn to use basic mathematical functions within a spreadsheet. So the first question, what is data? Well, the basic definition of data is information derived from observations of a variable. Now, a variable obviously is anything that can change and can be observed. Some of the examples I've given here are things like a company's sales figures, the height of waves on a beach, levels of carbon dioxide measured in the atmosphere, changes in sea surface temperature may be observed over a year. The methodology for how the information is derived from observations, how it's measured, will vary depending upon the variable that you're looking at. Different methods will be needed for different types of data. There are two basic types of variable, qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative data is non-numeric data, so examples are things like the make of a car. Do you own a Datsun, Suzuki, Ford, Vauxhall? Nationality, the name of the country that you are from, or species, the names that we give to the organisms that we find in the world around us, and many, many more. Quantitative data is numeric data. Examples of that might be things like height, age, temperature, population, anything that can be represented by a number. During the statistics part of the course, the first few lectures, we will deal primarily with quantitative data. So quantitative data can exist in two forms. First of all, discrete, where data can only take certain values. Best example of that is the result of rolling two dice. If you roll two dice, you can get numbers basically from 2 to 12, but they are all whole numbers, and those are the only results that you can get. So that is discrete data. Continuous data can take any value within a range. So if you measure wind speed, depth of the sea, or anything like that, they are measured on a scale. Temperature, for example, can range over a large scale and not just on whole numbers. The reason for looking at statistical methods and for how we can represent data is because data, particularly large data sets, can be complicated and difficult to understand. The point of this type of analysis is trying to make complicated things simple. So we're going to do this by a number of methods. First of all, graphical methods using graphs, charts and maps. And then also numerical methods, summary statistics, statistical tests and analysis. And these are things that will allow us to take these complicated data sets and reduce them to something that is a bit more understandable. Now, just to look at some of the requirements for actually doing the practical side of this module, you're going to need some software to do this. First of all, you're going to need access to a spreadsheet system. There are a lot of them available. You'll be probably familiar with things like Excel, which is obviously a Microsoft proprietary product. There are also some open source versions of spreadsheets, so things like LibreOffice and OpenOffice, which are free to use. And then there are free online spreadsheet systems. Things like Google have their Docs and Sheets system, and Microsoft also have online versions of Excel as well. Once we actually start to look at the statistical testing side of things, we are going to use a thing called JASP, which is a free statistics software package. There's the link to the website on this page, and also in the resources page you'll find more information on downloading and using that particular software.